Last we left you,
yes,
we're on our way to a meeting.
Yep.
It was a terrific meeting.
It was great.
I want to thank the fine people at GoToMeeting.
Yes.
For putting up with the incompetence that is SiriusXM.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. You know what? We should talk about it.
Because
me and Anthony have been laughing about it. We were laughing in the garage for about 10 minutes waiting for cars and shit. And then as soon as we got in here, we were laughing about it.
It's,
See, we come across like we don't give a fuck and we don't work hard and all that crap and make your jokes. But the fact is that we care too much. And we're around people that don't give a fuck about their jobs, or they're incompetent and not qualified to do their jobs.
You don't mean me, do you?
Yes, Jimmy.
To make it simple, you know, we had this meeting. We hate doing meetings with clients. But if we're going to do a meeting with a client, we're all in. Oh, we look like fucking superstars.
Well, you gotta, keep them happy.
We look like company fucking guys when we're in these meetings.
They're the bread and butter, as they say. You gotta keep them happy. You gotta give them what they want, is what it is.
Right. We'll bitch and complain and all that, but you get us in a room with a client, they're not going to know any of this.
Yeah. Until
today, because we have to now beat up a couple people that work for SiriusXM. So we're meeting with the big guys from GoToMeeting.com. This what is it? It's like it's like online meetings.
It's amazing.
It's webcams. Actually. It's look, I'm gonna take over your fucking computer for a little while.
Everyone's got a desktop on their computer. There's a video screen where you're seeing HD video of people, but also you could go, hey Bob, why don't you take the old mouse-a-rooney,
right,
and now you show what you got on your computer.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you could click and now show your documents to everyone on there as you're video conferencing with someone. So it's not just video, like looking at everyone waving and jacking off or whatever the fuck they do on everything else, like Pal Talk here in front of me. You could show your documents, show everything on your computer, and then the next guy that's in Tokyo can grab his mouse and manipulate the exact same screen you're seeing. So it was pretty cool.
Right.
And they wanted to actually show it and demonstrate it in this meeting. That was the whole purpose of the meeting.
Yeah.
Was not to do the conference call that we do with everyone else.
Right.
It's like, look, we're going to do this conference call meeting with you, but we're going to do it through GoToMeeting.
Yes. So me and Ant understand what they're all about. So when we do the live read, we sound like we're informed.
Knowledgeable. Yeah, you know the product, right?
So we walk into our office
right off the bat.
We walk into our office, and the GoToMeeting guys, this is their entire world. This is all they care about. Like we care about the Opie and Anthony show. In their little world, this is all they give a fuck about, and they're so excited to kind of show us what their company can do. So we see the guy on the computer. I think his name was Michael.
Yeah.
His name's Michael, and there he is in wherever. I think he might have been on the West Coast somewhere.
Yeah, widescreen HD.
And he's in his apartment or his house. Like, see, I'm having a meeting with you guys right here in my apartment.
And then he asks, so,
turn on your webcam.
Turn on your webcam.
And that's when the fucking dummy from SiriusXM goes, I didn't know we needed a webcam.
We don't have a webcam.
Look at Jimmy. This is why we have to talk about it.
It's like that was the whole purpose of this meeting.
She goes, I didn't realize we needed a webcam. But then why would we be talking to this guy?
But how would they not? How would Sirius not know that?
The whole gist of GoToMeeting is that you can see each other and exchange ideas and stuff, and to have the camera. And the meeting that we had was to show that you don't have to meet on the phone with a conference call. You could do it over the computer with GoToMeeting.
So this dummy goes, I didn't realize we needed a webcam. I'm like, you're representing us in SiriusXM right now? And like I said,
was stunned.
We're over-the-top professionals in the end. Believe me, we are. But that doesn't make fun radio. We like to fucking break shit down and bitch and complain and all that. But in the end, we get how all this shit works, all the moving parts. We understand. So she goes, I didn't realize. And you could see the disappointment on the guy's face because that's his world.
GoToMeeting was great. It's HD video where you could literally see the disappointment in the man's face.
Right.
You could literally see him stop talking and look into the camera like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He didn't have to say a word. His expression alone.
The crinkle in his brow was apparent.
He was bummed, but being cool because he's excited to be working with our radio show and I guess the company. That's up to him. But he's excited to be working with us.
I felt bad.
But you could see it, and he's like,
felt bad and embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And then he was basically like, well, I really wanted to,
I wanted to show you.
But he was trying to be cool. And then the sale. Who was she? Some sales girl's like clueless that the fucking client is really disappointed. So then we pump it up and like, yeah, no, it's cool. We'll still try to figure this out. What were the other 2 points? There were two other points. That's only the first point.
So he was able to actually pop up the copy on the computer.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he pops the copy up, and we're reading along with him, and he's the one that popped it up on his computer, but we can see it. It's actually very cool.
And then is it like? Hold on, let me ask. Is it like you can view documents on somebody else's?
Exactly. Yeah. But let's say
That's
like
cool.
the copy was up there. Now I could take my mouse, click on the copy, and change some of the lines from my computer, even though it's his
on his desktop.
Like shit, everything is manipulated through each other's computer.
So you don't have to
easily.
Send it and download it.
Right?
It's just
it's right there,
and you're all looking at the same thing.
Okay.
And
then you take turns.
It's very fucking cool.
You take turns taking control, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
it's like a Skype feature almost. That's really smart.
Where you can actually manipulate each other's fucking
laptops.
Laptops.
So you better make sure you have a really clean laptop before you go into these meetings.
I don't think you could pop in on. I think it's within the GoToMeeting window.
Hey, what's that?
I sure hope so.
Kids D folder.
No. That's not important right now. No, you sure? I want to click on this.
So as the guy's talking about the copy and stuff,
and hold on, and then he goes, "Look, now you guys got the copy, so you can write something." So I just wrote something dumb.
Yeah.
Who cares? And then we brought it back, and then he took control again. So we're showing how you could basically write copy for the commercial with each other, even though one lives in New York and the other lives somewhere on the West Coast.
And this would be good for anything, fucking writing a script or a song or something like you.
Doing a Sudoku puzzle with someone in Ireland or something. If I'm having a tough time, I could fucking say, "Hey, help me out with this for a little while."
Yeah. So there's the copy, and he's talking about it. But me and Opie know what this guy's getting at. He's saying, like, we want you guys to know about the product and stuff, so it's not just reading the copy verbatim every time. Right.
And he says that. He goes, we really love bullet points. We'd rather just give the guys bullet points, and then they kind of go with it.
Yeah. So we understood that. We're like, yeah, that's yeah. So the girl goes, well, they got the copy, and he goes, yeah, we like bullet points. We like, if it, and she goes. He goes, so what do you have there? She goes, we have the copy. They'll read the copy.
She goes, they just work off a script. That's exactly.
They just work off a script. And then Opie finally chimes in.
What do you mean finally?
No. I mean, you chime in.
Oh,
like finally shutting her up.
Because I'm trying to save the client at this point. In the end, it doesn't matter how many fucking sponsors we have. In the old days, it did. It doesn't matter anymore. But we really are in the end team players. But the guy was obviously making the point, like, he doesn't want just to pay a shitload of money to throw a copy at us and we read it word for word, which we do a lot of days. Yes. And she goes, no, they just work off the copy. And I'm like, no, not really. I mean, when we get familiar with it, we'll certainly, some days we just rip up the copy. Some days, it's a 5-minute fucking live read for you guys. Other days, when we get really comfortable, we will work off bullet points. But she was like, no, they just work off the copy.
Not getting what the client was getting.
No,
not picking up on it.
Exactly.
Even if the rule is that we're going to read, the copy word for word, it's your job to make sure the client doesn't know that.
And let me tell you something. In stunning HD on GoToMeeting, in stunning HD, you could see the look of utter disgust on his face. It's amazing that you can see in widescreen format, in his apartment, wherever he was, very far away. I think California or something. I don't know.
So.
But you could literally see the look of absolute disgust on his face.
Because it was so obvious that the guy was like, look, I want a little more for my money.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, they just work off the copy.
But what a
or they
dummy,
just read the copy.
What a dummy to not, what an imperceptive person to not pick up on his vibe.
That's
even if you guys didn't read bullet points, even if she went, oh, that sounds, why wouldn't you go, that sounds great?
Yeah, this sounds great. The guys will work with it,
Sure,
you know, with the copy, and they'll make it their own, and all that horse shit, corporate horse shit.
But how do you not get that? Like, she didn't get that he was getting at that, which is
not in the least.
That's what's offensive.
Exactly.
Is to not understand that this guy is saying, I want these guys to enjoy the product. I wasn't there, and this is what I'm getting out of it.
Yes.
I want them to know what they're talking about. I want them to understand the product a little bit and discuss it without reading it sounding like they're carbon copy reading it.
That's why That's why me and Anthony were laughing our asses off. Like, how stupid can you be, and how not aware of the situation at hand can you be?
And then the last thing was the fact that...
Well, just to preface it, because we got things to do, and we know these meetings could be an hour of nonsense. Yeah. So we try to make them short, but we're going to give you everything you need in a short amount of time.
And we're going to pick our out. We know when the meeting is pretty much done. And
petering out.
And we're not going to run out of a meeting in the middle of it. You know,
we'll say that we'll say that on the air, but the fact is, we know we have to do business when we're not on the radio.
Yeah, obviously no one wants to sit in a meeting for an hour, but we're there for as long as it takes. We don't want to be there any longer than it takes. Right. But we're not going to fuck the client up.
So we made it clear let's get this done within 20 minutes. I think that's more than fair.
Right. If it's a legit meeting and not the time wasting time, you got to stay.
In the middle of watching Mike on lovely HT,
he's summarizing.
He's actually wrapping up.
And we know he's summarizing. So even though we want to get the fuck out of there, I know in my head, and I don't even have to ask Anthony, we know in less than 5 minutes we'll be out of this building. We're totally cool. He's in the middle of summarizing. It's not like he's starting a whole new topic that oh, fuck, that's another 15 minutes. He literally is saying, in summary,
here's what I would like to present to the consumer. Here's the bottom line, pretty much. And he's telling us in mid-sentence of him speaking, she's like, we're gonna these guys gotta go. We're gonna have to wrap it up.
Mike, we really got to get these guys out of here.
We don't be looking at each other like, no.
We really did. There are times where we would, if this person is competent, we look at him like, thank you, because it's obvious that we did everything we needed to do, and it's time to fucking stop this meeting.
Oh my God.
Not yesterday. Oh my God. Right in the middle of him summarizing. We really need to get these guys out of here.
It was in mid-sentence.
And I jumped on. I'm like, no. Mike, I just want to explain. I really do have to pick up my kid, but we do have a couple more minutes, so you can fucking summarize.
And what I saw on his face there was oh my God, this is my livelihood. I'm going to be paying you people to do this. What do you mean you gotta go in the middle of me talking?
That is so fucking unprofessional and horrible and embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
I'm not a whistleblower, but I guess we're blowing the whistle right now. But
it was terrible.
I think I have to go and tell Scott. I think I have to, and I'm not. I just am not that guy. But it was so bad. I'm like, this is unbelievable.
It won't do any good to tell him. I mean, he'll listen to you, but nothing changes.
Who knows?
Nothing changes. It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. You could tell him we're saying it on the radio. You're saying it on the radio. Nothing will change.
Right.
I've given up 100%. Other than just doing the job, and that's what they want.
Well, the Louis C.K. Rant about the company made it to Scott's desk, and
nothing will change.
I haven't heard a peep from him about it.
No one gives a shit.
Not a peep. Even a peep that says, "Look, Louis C.K. is dead wrong on this," which I don't think he is at all. But not even a peep that we even brought it to his attention that a big-time celebrity fucking hates how this company is run.
But for common sense, not the product is terrible. Not saying the product is bad. Not saying the music channels are bad. No. Not saying the talk channels are terrible. It's not the product. It's not the content that was the issue.
Right.
It's the nonsense that the people on this show complain about.
I gotta tell you,
3 days a week.
What I've found in my 4 years here, there's a lot of people that don't belong here. A lot of incompetence. A lot of people that, when satellite radio started, they had to kind of get a whole bunch of people that were out of work in radio.
You rock.
And they're still here. We're one of those people. We were damaged goods. That's the only reason we went to satellite in the first place.
Oh.
In the first place. We were talking to nobody back then. So the client, I could see, is like, well, if this continues, I got to go fucking spend my money somewhere else.
It felt so bad.
You could see. He went from incredibly excited to when he clicked off his whole GoToMeeting shit on his computer.
Yeah.
You got to think he's like,
fuck that.
Second guessing a few things.
Like, fuck that. Really? Are they going to be dedicated and stuff? I mean, I apologize to the GoToMeeting people. I think they're. I was amazed by the ingenuity there. Yeah, it's great.
There's a product that I'm going to be doing something with, which I'm actually very psyched about.
Ooh, fleshlight.
Yes,
I love
the drinking glass version.
The yogurt container.
Are you going to be a spokesperson?
A partial one.
Are you going to be in a commercial?
No. It's not a product. It's a newer product, but it's actually one that I genuinely like and have been aware
AZT?
of. No, I said like, not need. I said genuinely like, not desperately need.
Is Liquid Ass reworking their recipe?
Yeah. But I was uncomfortable. I'm going to bring them as advertisers, but I was uncomfortable.
Like, bring them here? Oh, my God. Why would you do that?
It really, honestly.
I got people that ask me. I don't even bother.
It's uncomfortable.
I don't even bother.
Knowing that it's going to get somehow tripped up or fucked up in the sludge. Or
the mud.
The mud. The mud.
How do you have a meeting with GoToMeeting, which is all about webcams, and you don't even have a webcam set up, and you have to sit there like, I didn't realize you needed a webcam. He wanted to see us so he could go, look, I could see you. You guys are in New York. I'm in fucking wherever the hell he is.
And
we
I'll
don't
tell you
even
one
know.
thing. It's harder in this day and age to sit in front of a computer that doesn't have a camera than it is to sit in front of one that does have a camera.
Right.
I mean, it could have been anything. A laptop, they could have grabbed anything.
It's amazing to me because the technology behind satellites that make this stuff possible is genius.
Yeah.
And yet the people they put on the day-to-day stuff are blithering morons and just don't have any drive. It's almost like because this is an insulated company in that it's satellite radio. It's the only one.
Right.
There's no drive to continue forward. It's almost like a bunch of bees are in the hive, and there's no need to go out and do anything else because we're all in the hive, and there's no other competition, there's no other nothing. So it's stagnant. It's a fucking stale air. No one is fighting. You know, on radio, when you're fighting station to station, you have to continue to do stuff. Otherwise, the next guy's, there is no next guy here. They don't see the next guy, which is podcast.
You know, our listeners have brought up, over the past year or two that you guys bitch too much and all that. And I don't necessarily disagree with them anymore. And I'll say it again. The reason bitching came to radio shows or high profile radio shows like ours was it really did get things done in the end. And you were able to show that to the listeners. And in a weird way, they were along for the ride. Like, oh, my God, they bitched and complained about such and such. Next thing you know, they're doing such and such. Like, something came of it. And I think the reason more listeners are sick of the bitching is because they don't see the payoff anymore. There used to be a payoff, which made it worthwhile to the listener. You were in. You were like, fuck yeah, I'm behind these guys. Yeah, get them this or that. Get them their bigger studio. And then there'd be a huge celebration as you hear the wall being knocked down or whatever. But when you bitch day in and day out and week after week and there's no payoff, I think that's what is driving a bunch of the fans fucking nuts. And I agree with them. That's why I now laugh when this stuff comes up. Because you're right, Jimmy, nothing will ever change. The only reason we're bringing this to the show was because me and Anthony had such a great laugh over it.
We were like, I can't believe what I just sat in.
Right, like, we were just laughing at the incompetence.
I've never dealt with it and literally, in all the companies I've dealt with in my professional life, in entertainment, a lot of them, I've never had an experience like this. Meaning with the corporate... it's the Nightmare on Elm Street moment where you're running up the steps and your feet are getting stuck.
Yeah, you can't run. Oh,
I've never seen it.
No.
To this level. Fuck, man.
Well, because, they hired the big guy. They hired Howard Stern for a shitload of money, and they're just riding his back. That was their business model. I'm telling you, I know for a fact that was the business model. The people in place now, do they believe in that business model anymore? I have no idea. But that's how this was set up initially, so they don't give a fuck. Yeah. But if he leaves, then what the fuck are you guys going to do?
But they'll do the same thing when he's gone because the day-to-day salespeople are going to do him. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, then they're going to fucking they're going to be extinct.
Yep,
is my point. You know, logically that made sense back in the day, I guess. But you know, they don't give a fuck about it like anyone else around here, really. They give a fuck about us a little bit, and then they give a fuck about him a lot.
They don't even give a fuck about him. They really don't.
No, they
care from business point. They don't give a fuck about him.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about personal shit. I don't know these people personally. I'm talking about, you know, the importance in a company. They give a shit about our show, I should say, not us as individuals, a little bit. They give really give a shit about him. And not really anyone else in between. Not really. Maybe a couple of the celebrity shows, and that's it. But you know, if he leaves, they're gonna have some major fucking problems unless they start figuring out shit now. Because that meeting was just ridiculous.
That's embarrassing.
How do you not have a webcam set up? The basics.
Well, if it's a visual element, why would they?
Right.
You handed her a webcam, she wouldn't have known what it was. She probably would have ate it. What kind of snack is this?
And then in the middle of summarizing, God, we really got to get these guys out of here. I'm like, oh my God, no, that's not right.
You don't say that. Yikes.
Everyone knows when they go into, in summary, you have maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, just suck it up.
Yeah, at that point, who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, and honestly, it does look like it's a very useful thing if you're doing meetings and stuff. So
yeah, we got through it.
I'm not gonna lie.
We got through it because we're that damn good in the end.
Oh my God!
Saved another client. We've fucked clients in the past too, but we've also saved a lot over the years. Like, how do we not even have a beer sponsor? Unless the beer companies have moved on from this type of.
Well, they're probably going to clicks on. For anyone listening down the hall, the web is this weird thing that comes through your computer screen. So people will watch it live. I forget it. They probably they're counting clicks on the fucking websites on their ads. Why would they come here?
Right.
Where they can't get numbers.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, they won't even tell us how many people we talk to.
Why would
people ask me all the time, and they think I'm hiding the numbers. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no fucking idea. That's why you could just say we're talking to 10 million. We're talking to 10 million.
That's what I say.
Fuck it. We're talking to 10 million people a week.
There it is.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. There's no way you can.
Yeah.
Because they hide the fucking data for whatever reason. That is weird too. Anyway, enough of that. It was fun though, man. It was fun. I kind of enjoy incompetence now. It's just fun to watch.
It is funny.
It's just fun.
It is funny to watch. That was something.
We really got to get these guys out of here. I jump on. No, I have to pick up my kid. That's why this meeting's a little short, but I'm cool for, a little bit. Summarize, please. Trust me, we wanted out of there. But we knew it wasn't time to leave yet.